All right. I'm Bill Snodgrass. Welcome to episode 199. So in this episode, I want to talk about living with your choices. Living with your choices, and that is so true in pretty much every context that you live in: social, professional, academic, recreational, monetary. Pretty much everything in your life is a series of choices, and the results of those choices or the consequences of those choices, and then now you have to face a new choice. And so your path through life is really, this choice led to this, which led to this, which led to this, which led to this, which led to this. It can become it can become a very complicated path. I'm shaking the desk like a crazy person. So the consequences of me choosing to cross my legs is that I just, pretty much shook the whole video. Nice object lesson. I really wasn't planning that. Yeah, get that one for free. So the consequences of your choices, and what kind of leads me to this is we're in academically here. We just wrapped up last Friday. We wrapped up the first quarter, which is like midterm. And a lot of students are suddenly realizing the consequences of choices they made. The choices not to turn something in, the choices not to write down notes, the choices not to do something have led to consequences that some of the students and some of the students' parents are not excited about. I made a choice when I got out of the hospital to continue to try to lose some weight, and the consequences of that is I'm counting like everything I eat and paying attention to it. It's annoying. It's like, should I eat this? Should I not? Well, what did I have already? Well, the consequence, but then the other consequence of that is I'm down another 5 pounds from when I got out of the hospital. So I'm getting kind of closer to that doctor's target weight, where the doctors always say, I keep hitting the desk. My phone keeps vibrating too. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, consequences. Don't you just love the professional quality of these videos? It's like I have a script and I'm just reading the script right. Not really. I do have it kind of planned out in my head usually before I hit the camera button, and that helps me kind of not. Imagine how many wild rabbits I would chase if I didn't plan it out in my head. Yeah. All right, so today, throughout this video, I don't know when it's going to end, but whenever this video, we're going to talk about the consequences that you have to face once you've made a decision about something. Once you've made a decision, there are consequences. Anything else exciting happened today that I know of? I don't know. So I got a lot of work to do today, a lot of things to get ready for next week, and so I'm gonna close this segment out and get on to those kinds of things. As you know, I'll probably check in with you at lunchtime because, if I'm eating, I need to be shooting video, right? Thanks for being here. We will catch up in a little while. It is lunchtime, and I am back as promised. And, well, I just have to show you this. I turned this into a tweet. He said, I said, we use an LMS, a learning management system, for our work. So where's your computer? You can't really do your work without your computer. And this was his response. It's a notebook computer. I could not go through lunch without sharing that. It's a notebook computer. Well, the consequence of his choice, the choice of not having his computer, is that he's got homework. Where everybody else is doing the work in class, this student will be doing his work over the weekend. That is a direct consequence related directly to a choice. All right, I'm gonna eat lunch, and we will catch up. We will catch up later. So I've come to the end of another day. Had kind of a couple interesting afternoon classes. We had the kids working on assignments, looking things up, doing some discovery, book discovery, and looking some things up on blog I do for the class. So there was a lot of time to interact with kids, and one of the things that did come up several times was conversations about the connection between what they have done and the effect or the outcome. The idea that one student said a day or two ago, it's like, oh, I realized that there's a connection between my work and my grade. And that came up a couple times this afternoon in the 7th and 8th period classes, where we had some time to talk about things. And they're like, oh, so if I do all of this now, then this thing that we're going to have called a test will be easier. There's a direct connection between what you do and the outcome. And so we go through ever through our life making choices, making decisions, and we have to live with those outcomes. We have to face the fact that the outcome that we're experiencing, the reality in which we're living, that is a direct result of choices we made. We have to live with our choices. We have to live with our choices. We don't always get to change our mind, or sometimes we get to change our mind, but we have to pay the consequences. There's a concept called buyer's remorse, where you go buy something and then you go, man, I wish I hadn't bought this. I'm going to take it back. There's some things that you buy, they're not going to give you all your money back even if you return it. They call that a restocking fee. And so the choice that you made to buy it resulted in one consequence, and then the choice that you made to return it results in another consequence. You have to live with those choices. If you decide not to study over the weekend because you have you want to have fun, and yet you have a test on Monday, you have to live with the results of those choices. If you have a report due at work and you decide to put it off to the last minute, and then suddenly it's like crunch time, and suddenly you are working all night, 2 or 3 nights in a row, trying to get that report done. It is the result of choices that you made, and so we have to live with the results of our choices. We have to live with those results. We can't avoid the consequences. Now, obviously, I spend most of my time around people who are just beginning high school, just beginning adolescence, in those early stages. And they make a lot of choices, and they don't want to face the consequences. And this is a lesson that I think is just as important to learn as being able to solve gas laws or balance a chemical equation. If you're a young person, there are consequences to your choices, and you live with those consequences. The way you treat your family, the way you treat your friends, the way you treat authorities, the way you treat customers, the way you treat salespeople, all of those things have consequences, and you ultimately have to live with them. I ran into a kid I'd known a few years ago, and I ran into him. I'd been at a park. I was going back to the car, and he was in the parking lot, and he was like, "Hey, remember me?" And he was like, "Boy, I made some bad choices, but I have changed, and I have overcome those consequences." One of the great things about being young is you have the opportunity to overcome consequences. So even though you face the consequences, you can work your way through them and get to the other side. I'm going to wrap this video up. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope this video gives you something to think about. Whatever age you are, young or old, there are consequences to your actions, and sometimes you have to live with those consequences. Thanks for watching. Leave me a comment, a question, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, sign up for notifications. Like I said, but the comments, I love hearing from you. I love interacting with you down in the comments section. So hit me up down there. Leave me something that you're thinking, suggestions, any of that kind of stuff. I will try to answer everything that gets put down there. That is all I have for this one. I will see you in the next one.